Hi, Sunny here. This is the beginning intro to a song called Jealousy by Loudness. So let's go over it. The first thing we need to do is play the open A string, and then 7th fret of a D, and you play 7th fret of a D and 9th fret of your G together. And then you play the 7th fret of your D and 8th fret of your G, and then 7th fret of a D and G together, and 5th fret of a D and G, and then you go to the 3rd fret. You go open A again, 3rd fret of your D, 5th fret of your G, and the 3rd fret of your D and 4th fret of your G together. And you play an F major third. Basically, you play the 3rd fret of your G, your D, and your 2nd fret of your G together. And you slide up and play the E major third, 2nd fret of your D, and 1st fret of your G. Alright, so it sounds like this. Alright, and then you repeat again. That part right there, you play open E, and then hammer on to E, and then you pick open A down, and the upstroke on the 3rd fret of your A, and then down again on the A. Okay, and then you go back to the beginning riff again. So it goes like. What you do, you play open, play the E power chord, just 2 notes. Assuming you know how to play open, E power chord, open position, and the F power chord, 2 note, 1st fret of your E and the 3rd fret of your A, and then G power chord, 2 note, 3rd fret of your E and the 5th fret of your A, and then I play the C power chord on the 3rd position, 3rd fret of your A and 5th fret of your D string, but I use my pinky. While my pinky stays on the 5th fret of your D, I move my index finger from the 3rd fret to 2nd fret of your A, and play those 2 notes together, and the open A power chord, and then just the G note on the 3rd fret of your E string. So it goes like this. Alright, so that's the first part of it. The next section. Alright, what I do play in there is I play the just 2 notes. It's all on the A and D string. You play the open A power chord, open A and the 2nd fret of your D, and you lift up your index finger, play open A and D together, A power chord again, and next chord you play the open A and the 3rd fret of your D together, and A power chord again, and then mute 3 times on the A string. So that's the first part. Alright, the second part, open A, open A, and you play a second of your D and fifth fret of your G together, and then second of your D and fourth fret of your G together. Open A again, and you play that second fret of your D and fourth fret of your G together again, and the second fret of your D and G together, and twice on the A. So it sounds like this when it plays slow. If you play fast, it sounds like this. Alright, so the first two measures together is like this. Alright, next part goes up to the G power chord, 3rd fret of your E and 5th fret of your A. And you play the 3rd fret of your A and E and A together. And G power chord again. And while your index finger's on the 3rd fret, you stretch out, you put your pinky on the 7th fret of your A. You play the 3rd fret of your E and 7th fret of your A together. And G power chord again. And then mute 3 times on the G note, the 3rd fret of your E together, 3 times. Alright, so again it goes like this. What I do is I play the 3rd fret 1 time on the E string, and I'll play a G major. Basically it's 3rd fret of your E, 5th fret of your A and D string, and the 4th fret of your G. And in the same position you move up to the 1st fret. This basically is the F major, and you play this after that. Basically it's open E, open B string, and the 2nd fret of your G. And you go back to the to that. So if you play a little faster with distortion, it sounds like this. So that's Jealousy, Loudness.